Welcome, our dear viewers. Thank you for subscribing, following, turning on the bell. Please, God bless you so much. Today, we are looking at element of construct 2, that is patterns and algebra. And we have a scenario here, an interesting one, that goes: a father starting a new hotel business wanted to involve his teenage son in daily operations to groom him for future leadership. At the same time, the father's age was 3 more than the square of his son's age. 2 years later, their combined ages totaled to 97 years. The father now seeks to determine their ages at the hotel's inception to plan their retirement milestones. Additional information here. Meanwhile, the hotel accountant returns from leave to find 2 unpaid receipts for kitchen supplies. Receipt 1, 3 bags of rice and 2 cartons of oil costing for 80,000 shillings. Receipt 2, 5 bags of rice and 4 cartons of oil costing 840 Uganda shillings. The accountant needs to calculate the individual cost of 1 bag of rice and 1 carton of oil to adjust the kitchen budget. Task A1. Formulate a mathematical equation based on the information about the father's and son's ages after 2 years. Roman 2. Calculate their ages after 2 years. Part B. Roman 1. Develop mathematical equation representing the purchases on each receipt. Roman 2. Determine the individual cost of a bag of rice and carton of cooking oil to adjust the hotel's kitchen budget. Here is a very wise father who wants to groom the son also to inherit him or to take up his responsibility. This is typically the new curriculum requirement, that parents should groom their children to take on their responsibility so that they don't die with their responsibilities. So, according to today, we shall look at task A, and task A has Roman 1 and Roman 2. Roman 1 says, formulate a mathematical equation based on information about the father's and son's ages after 2 years. Now, basically they are saying a father starting a new hotel business wanted to involve his teenage son in daily operation to groom him for future leadership. At the time, the father's age was 3 more than the square of his son's age. So you say, let the son's age be n. So here we have 2 people. Let son's age be n. So summarize and say, here we have father, here we have son. If the father's age is n, they are telling us that at the time, the father's age was 3 more than the square of his son's age. So if the son's age is n, then the father's age is n squared plus 3, according to this interpretation. Okay? Okay. So now, we shall say, this is, now they are saying, 2 years later, their combined ages totaled to 97 years. So after 2 years, say after 2 years, in other words, you shall add a 2 on these original ages. So n squared plus 3 plus a 2. Then also here n plus a 2. This is after 2 years. And they say the total of their ages will be 97. Okay. Put a plus there. Okay. So now, remember, I said formulate a mathematical equation based on the information about the father's and son's ages after 2 years. So now we can condense this equation and collect like terms. This is n squared plus 3 plus 2, this gives us 5, plus n plus 2 will give us 97. Now, when we see n squared, which type of equation comes in your mind? Quadratic equation. And a quadratic equation is always equal to a 0. So make sure you move whatever is on the right towards the left. So we have n squared plus, this is n plus 7 minus 97 will give us a 0. This gives us n squared plus n minus 90 will give us a 0. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our equation that we have formulated, or that is required, because they say formulate a mathematical equation based on the information above. So therefore you say, therefore the mathematical equation is n squared plus n minus 90 is equal to 0. Okay. So that is our A Roman 1. Okay. So now we want to look at part B. I mean Roman 2. It is A Roman 2. Calculate their ages after 2 years. So after 2 years, they want us to calculate their ages. So in the calculation, now that they're asking us to first solve this in equation, so you say after 2 years, we want to calculate the equation n squared plus n minus 90 is equal to 0. Ladies and gentlemen, there are about 2-3 methods of calculating this. We can use factorization method, bulldozer method, or completing squares. But simply, we can use factorization method. By factorization method, what is the sum? The sum is this number on the unknown here. So in this case, it is positive 1. There's a 1 there. Then the product is this number, that constant there, which is negative 90. So we are required to find any two numbers whose product is negative 90 and whose sum is 1. Who can guess? Who can tell us what those numbers are? From here, we can say these numbers can be 9 and 10. And one of them, so that when you multiply negative 9 times 10, you get negative 90. Negative 9 plus 10, you get a 1. So now, get these two numbers, substitute them in the position of that n there. So we shall have n squared minus 9n plus 10n minus 90 will give us 0. So from here, you introduce temporary brackets. These temporary brackets help you to factorize. What is common there and there is n into n minus 9 plus what is common here and there? We have 10 into n minus 9, giving us a 0. Now, this is a checkpoint. At this level, once you discover what is in brackets are not the same, then just know you are off track. That is the checkpoint. So from here, what is common? We have n minus 9, n minus 9. We can pull it out. N minus 9. Yes. So what is left here? We have n plus 10, giving us 0. So at this level, we shall equate both brackets to 0. So n minus 9 either is equal to 0 or n plus 10 is equal to 0. So what is this? N is equal to 9 or n is equal to negative 10. So of the two, which one can show us or is a better representative of years? Can years be negative? No. So therefore, we shall consider the positive side. And we shall say, since years cannot be negative, therefore, our n is 9 years. But remember, our scenario says, calculate their ages after 2 years. So now, this is the equation after 2 years, the expression for father's age, the expression for son's age. So after 2 years, let's start with father's age. Father's expression for his age is n squared plus 3, then plus 2. This will give us, what's our n? We got n as 9. 9 squared plus 3 plus 2. 9 squared is 81 plus 3, then plus 2. So 81 plus 3, that is 84. 84 plus 2, that is 86 years. That is for the father. Then for the son, the expression of his age after 2 years will be n plus 2. But what is our n? N is 9 plus 2. So giving us 11 years. So according to our scenario, response will be calculate their ages after 2 years. Therefore, after 2 years, the father's age will be 86 years, while the son's age will be 11 years. Okay. Thank you so much, our dear viewers, for today's scenario, part A. Please turn on the bell, subscribe, follow us. You're free to send in forward any question, any disturbing questions or scenarios. We shall surely answer you. May God bless you so much. Shalom.